What is up, guys? Welcome to Heroes Explained. My name's Dylan, and today we're going to be talking about every TV show and movie Spider-Man has been in. Let's get to the list. Spider-Man was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko and first appeared in Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962. Spider-Man was first seen outside of comics in the 1977 made-for-TV movie called Spider-Man, which served as a pilot for the TV show The Amazing Spider-Man, which was also in 1977. The series also had two other made-for-TV movies called Spider-Man Strikes Back in 1978 and Spider-Man The Dragon's Challenge in 1981. We also have the infamous Japanese Spider-Man TV show. You're going to see a trend that a lot of these TV shows and movies are just called Spider-Man. So I got to differentiate them somehow. Next, we have the Wall Crawlers' first outing in animation with the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon, the 1981 Spider-Man cartoon. Now we're at one of my favorite old Spider-Man cartoons, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I remember staying up late just to watch this. They used to have reruns on Disney. It's an amazing, cheesy show, and I love it. And then we have one of possibly the best portrayal of Spider-Man outside of comics with the 1994 Spider-Man cartoon. This is something that everybody loves, including me. It's basically the perfect Spider-Man show. Very few things will top this or get nearly as close as this is. Next on the list, we have Spider-Man Unlimited. This is a show that I personally love a lot, and I think doesn't get the love that it deserves. It has an awesome costume that's, it's unique as nanotech. And, it gives him a couple extra abilities, has an excellent story. Awesome animation to me. I just think it doesn't get the love that it deserves. My opinion, obviously. And now after that little rant, we have Spider-Man, the new animated series. This is a show I can never really get into, so I can't really talk much about it. I just know the animation. I've never really liked it. It was that CGI, that early 2000 CGI, that it just doesn't look very, very well to me. But I've heard that people love it, so take that as you will. And here we have another pitch-perfect portrayal of Spider-Man. This is about the only other TV show that could give the 1944 Spider-Man cartoon a run for its money, and it's the Spectacular Spider-Man. Iconic theme song. Great animation, great storytelling, great voice acting, great action. It is another perfect portrayal. And as I said, the only one that could give Spider-Man 1994 a run for its money. And then there's The Ultimate Spider-Man. This TV show had potential to be great. I think it started off pretty strong, and then as it kept on going, it just got weaker and weaker. It's not bad, not great. It's a good show. It's entertaining at times. Then we have Marvel Spider-Man. I never really watched this one. I actually haven't watched a single episode, but I haven't heard many good things about it. But use as your discretion. And now it's The Amazing Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man. This movie is one of my favorite superhero movies, along with the second one. We'll get to that obviously next. But this just has the most brutal fight scenes I've ever seen with Spider-Man. That last scene is just, you can feel the punches, and I love it. Especially his damaged suit. The damaged suits in this fight is one of my favorites. It just looks amazing. And now Spider-Man 2. Dr. Octopus is just a perfect villain for this. Everything in this movie is perfection. It's just the fight scenes were, again, brutal. You can feel every hit he takes. The emotional scenes hit you hard in the chest. And it's just an amazing watch. There's a reason it's one of the best superhero movies ever made. And then there's a black sheep of Spider-Man 3. Honestly, it's not a great movie. I don't think it's as bad as people say, though. Does it have horrible scenes? Absolutely. But I think, the action is, again, brutal. It's amazing to watch. You have Sandman, which is such an emotional villain. I love the scenes with him. And, it has some funny moments. It's entertaining. Skip over the emo Spider-Man scene, and you have a pretty solid movie to me. Next, we move on to The Amazing Spider-Man series, I guess would be called. I think the first one is absolutely amazing. pun intended, obviously. But I love this movie. It has amazing action, amazing swinging, amazing cinematography. The CGI looks fantastic. It has an amazing suit. The Lizard is an amazing villain. It's just, I think this is a solid movie. I love every minute of it. And a lot of people gonna hate me if y'all even get to this point in the video, but we have Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I don't think this is a bad movie. I really don't. Is it as good as the first one? No. But it has amazing acting again. I think I love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. He's my favorite live-action adaptation of Spider-Man. But it has amazing cinematography again, amazing action. It's hilarious. We have a great villain, I think, Goblin. Not great, but he's a solid villain. Electro is a little cringe at times, but still Jamie Foxx did really good, I think. The scenes with Gwen Stacy are just heartfelt. They had a little too many. Could have cut out like 15 minutes of it, but it was all great. I cried during Gwen Stacy's death. Again, I don't think this movie deserves all the hate it gets. Is it great? I don't think so, but it's definitely pretty solid to me. And now we have Spider-Man Homecoming. If you haven't realized, I'm kind of doing all of Spider-Man's main movies, and then I'm going to move on to his guest appearances. That's why I'm skipping over Civil War right now. But I will get to it after this. But no, I think this is an entertaining movie. I don't think it's as great as people say. I think Tom Holland his Spider-Man is a little whiny most of the times. I hate how they make him rely on Iron Man so much. They basically destroy the character with that. But, it's entertaining. It's funny at times. That's some pretty solid action scenes. Pretty emotional scenes, too. Not bad, but definitely not as great as people say to me, in my opinion. Next on the list, we have Spider-Man Far From Home. Again, I don't think it's as great as people say. Tom Holland Spider-Man is whiny. No hate to Tom Holland. He does great, but the character is just way too whiny to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man doesn't whine as much as they do in here. Crying over Tony Stark, which it's in the comics, it's just, I don't like how much he whines, really. That's the main reason. But Jake Gyllenhaal, he saves this to me. All my gripes about the movie, I can pretty much put aside for Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. They did him amazingly. Such a difficult character to move into live action, they did it perfectly to me with him. And I applaud the movie for that. And now we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This movie was just perfect. Everyone in it was just amazing. The cinematography was amazing. The action, the comedy, the emotional scenes, everything was perfect. The comic accuracy was perfect. Just a fantastic movie. I absolutely adore this movie. And with all Spider-Man's solo outings out of the way, we're going to officially get to his guest appearances. We're going to start with Spider-Man's guest appearances with his first appearance in the MCU and what I believe is his best appearance in the MCU. That is Captain America Civil War. They got pretty much everything perfect with Spider-Man in this, and it got me excited for him to be in the MCU, but they, as you can see from what I said before, they kind of let me down, but this was an amazing appearance with him and the perfect way to introduce him, I think. And then we have Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, which he was pretty awesome in at the end. I like the swinging scenes with him. He appeared in one episode of Spider-Woman. He surprisingly appeared in one episode of The Muppet Babies, of all things. I watched it on YouTube, and it's actually a pretty cool little scene to watch. It was interesting. Had a guest appearance on the amazing X-Men TV series. He was in the phenomenal Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes for an episode, and this show was just phenomenal. As I said, I love this show. It has my heart. He appears frequently in the Marvel Future Avengers anime, and I haven't seen this one or the other anime I'll be talking about, but it looks over the top and awesome as anime usually is. If y'all have seen it, please let me know down in the comments how it is and if I should watch it. He also frequently appears in Marvel Discord's The Avengers, which, now that I look at it, I don't know if this is the same as the Future Avengers, or what it is, but they're both under different names, so I wanted to be sure and just include both. Now we have Avengers Assemble, where he appears in 5 episodes. This TV show I'm not a big fan of. It's way too cheesy for me. It's just too much. I love me some mac and cheese, but this has too much for me. No, it has some awesome scenes, some good scenes, but overall, it's just not that good if you ask me. Moseying on down the road, we have Hulk and the Agents of Smash. This, just like Avengers Assemble, it has some kind of awesome scenes. It has some good scenes, but in general, it's just too much mac and cheese for me. With that horrible joke that I am not sorry for, we have Guardians of the Galaxy TV show, which he appeared in 1 episode. This show, I mean, I don't mind it. It's not great. It's not bad, though. I've watched a few episodes, and I enjoyed it. Migrating to the end of our list, we have the Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel special. This was actually a pretty fun episode. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing all the superheroes, seeing a little plot that they get with Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Red Skull, and all those villains. It was enjoyable. And here we go. Just like with all the rest of my media of lists, we have these long ass Lego superhero names. We have Lego Marvel Superheroes Avengers Reassembled. I get tired of these. They always come along. And finally, at the end of our list, we have another long ass Lego name. We have Lego Marvel Superheroes Maximum Overload. I've actually seen this, and it was harmless. It had fun scenes. It was kind of funny at times. It was enjoyable. I watched my little brother when he was a baby, and he enjoyed it. I wasn't tortured. It was alright by me. And thus concludes my Spider-Man video. What did you think about it? Did you enjoy it? I hope you did. If you did, please leave a like and comment. Please subscribe. And if you have any requests, please leave them down below. Thank you very much if you got to the end of my video. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.